DJ, you go crazy.
Well, most recently here in Chicago, bro, you know what's been trending all over the internet, man. There was a shooting at a Maxwells, right? We see a guy. He's arguing with a woman. You know what I'm saying? And get your food. Get your food. He said like twice, right? And then he said, on my grandma, if you don't get your food, and then he got to hitting her. He punched her a couple times, and then out of nowhere, her 14-year-old son shot and killed her. You know what I'm saying? Now the media was saying that she instructed her son to shoot and kill him. You feel me? They were both arrested, and then the charges were dropped. The guy, they called him the Knockout King. His funeral was just this past weekend. All type of stuff behind this story, right? So what we want the trenches news a reaction thoughts to it.
All right, starting off from the Maxwell thing. The news bogus. First of all, we're going to say that. The news, they bogus because they put it out. They didn't show the dude hitting none of that. It's like they edited it out like a YouTuber and put it on there, what they wanted us to see, which was her standing at the counter, arguing with somebody who we couldn't see, and then her son appearing in the door, and then they on the run for a murder. That's all they showed at first. But then it come out 3 days later that it was another side of the tape where dude was on my mama. You know what I'm talking about? Like, get your food. He told her 3 times. Now, in Chicago, if you looking from a street point of view, he bogus. He bogus for touching somebody's mama. He bogus as hell. You can't deny that. But in Chicago, when a nigga say, hey, go ahead on. Hey, it's people dying out here, bro. I'm getting the fuck on. You don't know what they going through, mental patient or not, or if he was drunk, whatever he was off. The average person would have bounced, bro. Now, you got people who probably civilians will say, she had the right to be there. You got a right to be walking down the street without getting killed, but you still do. You know, so I think that mother could have avoided. As far as the son, I feel bad for him, bro. I feel bad for the little boy, bro. The little boy, you catch a body, bro, you can't shake that shit. On everything. You can't shake that shit, bro. No matter what they put in front of him, Nicki Minaj saying she gonna pay for his college, you can't shake that body, bro. You know you killed somebody. You know you took somebody off this earth. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be fucked up. Now, the lady and them go to jail, $3 million bond, right? And they get out. They end up getting out. I see her on the news like 2 days later filing a lawsuit. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it because I'm like, damn, the people let you go for a body, and we in the streets, so we've been to jail before. We know the case laws. We know the crime that been committed and what can be charged and all that shit, right? So I'm thinking the long route, like, no, she need to just go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. You hear me? Take that W that you got out and move your son with the money you had and, try to start over. If she really needed some money, she could have started a GoFundMe. She ain't even need to file no lawsuit. And 1 million people was behind her to support her. But now, by her being greedy, I think it's better for her to back up, bro. Like, for real. Because then them people will get to digging and shit. And, So, yeah, it's a bad situation, though, at Maxwell. Now, the guy and the girl and them, the Knockout King shirts, like, that shit just trashy, bro. That make black people look bad, bro. Y'all, first of all, y'all, at a funeral, right? Lil Reese. Shout out to Lil Reese. You at a funeral, and then you got a Knockout King on shirt, and it's the reason why he died. From putting his hands on somebody. And then the girl say, even though she try to say clean it up, we call him Knockout King because he been knocking out niggas before. That ain't got nothing to do with that shit. He just died from knocking somebody out. And that's the not being uneducated and shit like that, bro. Because the educated person would have never put on no shirt that said knockout, bro. And it's embarrassing to the black community, bro. Like, and that's why shit keep going on. And then these females. So if the females doing it, the niggas gonna follow behind because females is more powerful than they think. Half this shit wouldn't be going on if they just be women. You can't blame it on the females, but they gotta go somewhere. They sleeping somewhere. Somebody paying their phone bill. They broke ass ain't. You hear me? So they contribute to a lot of this shit. Like that. Once the females wake up, See, then it'll be a better society, though. It's going to have to be with the females, though. It ain't going to be with no nigga sitting down and say the war over. It's going to be with the females started off. Like, we ain't fucking with y'all. On some Chirac movie type shit.
Right, for real.
On some Chirac movie type shit.
And it's funny you just brought that up because I think that message in that movie went over a lot of people's heads when Spike Lee put it out. And we just interviewed Hypno Carlito. You know, he wrote on the Chirac soundtrack. And hold on, before we continue, you was featured on the Chirac soundtrack, right?
Yeah, I wrote the lead song for the movie, the Pray for My City.
Right.
I wrote that, then I wrote some other shit that's on the soundtrack too called My City. So I wrote Pray for My City, and then I wrote a verse on My City. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it made me kind of like revisit that time, like damn. Everybody was mad at Spike Lee for making the Chirac movie that wasn't about like drill and, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't what you thought it was gonna be. But the whole time he had a message in that moment.
Yeah, and that was a powerful message. And the women probably didn't pay attention to it if they didn't. But yeah, that's a dope ass message though. It's gonna start with them, cause like I said, man, ain't nobody paying their bills, none of that. They ain't paying nothing. So who they stand with? Right. You know.
Right. That's what's up, man. And I think out of all the clout chasing activity that be going on, you know, it's kind of weird to see, you know, people grieving and making Knockout King t-shirts and, you know, putting, you know, money field graphics on the tombstone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we celebrating here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's an unfortunate situation. I hate that it was televised the way it was, but at the same time, this type of shit go on in Chicago all the time, and it don't be televised. So, you know.
Yeah, my whole thing about it too, right? It was a lady on live, the lady who recorded it, the girl who recorded it. She come out, you know. They see that the internet is where it's at, so that's how I figure it out. Like it's a skit or something. It looked like a skit to me. So I'm hearing her, the reason why she recorded it. Why y'all ain't called for help? You hear me? Why is y'all recording? Why is everybody whipping out their phone on the crime scene, potential crime scene, bro? Like y'all females, call for help. You could have prevented the shit on everything. Just by saying, I'm gonna call 12 if you touch her.
Right.
You could have prevented the shit. Or he could have chased you, took his vision off, you know, but either way, it could have been prevented, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, motherfuckers ain't calling, I ain't secretly calling or none of that. They, look, girl, for views.
Hey, and bullshit ain't about nothing. Shorty was standing at that door. He had the pipe on him at that time.
Yeah, at that time. At that time.
Everybody was saying she instructed him to, you feel me? Nah, he was standing right there with it on him.
Yeah, he was in the doorway. That was from the first video we seen him in the doorway already. You know, but it was crazy though, like, why is he involved in this shit? You likes to carry, you supposed to have your shit on you. In a Maxwell, in Chicago, on 116th, like, it is a lot of shit could have been prevented.
116th and Halsted.
And
you know that's where they lost it.
Yeah.
So you gotta include
right,
the
and
Halsted
Halsted.
part.
Yeah, and Halsted. That motherfucker deadly over there, bro. Like, for the ones who ain't from Chicago, that motherfucker deadly over there. Trying to go to Burger King and all that shit over there, you gonna die. On some real shit, bro. It's deadly out there.
If you hear the word Halsted, that means somebody lost it.
Yeah, for real.
DJ, you go crazy.